And welcome in everyone on this First Alert Weather Extra. We are tracking a threat for some rain over the weekend, and now the National Weather Service indicating there could be the potential for some storms and maybe one or two strong, possibly severe storms in the forecast too. Now there's still a lot we've got to work out between now and then. Still a lot of uncertainties related to this potential event. Does look like if we were to see anything here locally, this is going to be a Saturday night into early Sunday morning event, but we could even see this more get pushed into the day on Sunday as averse to seeing much on Saturday based off of some interesting trends that we've been seeing in some of our forecast model runs. So we're going to kind of deep dive into a lot of stuff here on Weather Extra. So bottom line, here is the forecast outlook for severe weather from the National Weather Service. This is for 6 a.m. Saturday to 7 a.m. on Sunday. Now you'll notice how it expands all the way from the Great Lakes down towards the Central Plains. So the idea here is we are expecting a line of thunderstorms to develop and push off towards the east-southeast as we work towards the overnight hours Saturday into Sunday morning. The big question mark that remains is how much progress to the south will this line get as it approaches southeast Louisiana? Kind of notice how we're on the edge here of the marginal risk here that spreads all the way back into south central Louisiana. So it's a marginal risk, meaning not a guarantee we're going to see severe weather, but certainly one that we could see one or two strong storms embedded within the line or broken line of showers and thunderstorms. So here are the storm risks that we're going to be monitoring for. And anytime we talk about a line of storms, the biggest threat that we're going to be watching for is always damaging wind. Now sometimes we can get an embedded tornado in some of these lines, but this time it does not look like that will be the case. Wind shear may not be something that is very evident with this. Periods of heavy rainfall, and we could see of the off and on variety through portions of the weekend, could lead to some flood concerns, but they're very low right now. We'd be talking about mainly nuisance type flooding, so roadways, ditches, swamps, streams, things like that that could see an abundance of water, those low-lying, poorly drained areas. So let's look at a couple of models. Now, the European model has been fairly consistent with bringing a lot of this weather in Saturday evening and then giving us a lull as we get into Sunday morning. So you can see how the line of storms is sort of accumulating here for Saturday afternoon, and then it's got scattered showers and thunderstorms out ahead of the line. But this model is actually now the outlier from some of our other guidance. So we'll show you some other guidance here in just a moment, but you can see how the line kind of advances through during the evening hours on Saturday. This is paused at 7 o'clock. So within this line could be one or two strong storms with that damaging straight line wind impact. And you can see how into Sunday morning keeps things fairly dry, but then numerous showers and storms start to develop into Sunday afternoon. So don't be surprised if we maybe see another threat for severe weather get issued tomorrow for us locally for Sunday once we get into that window that the National Weather Service needs to issue marginal risks. So again, I talked about how we don't have model agreement, and in fact the European model kind of the outlier. So we're going to take a look at a couple of our futurecast models, some short-range, high-resolution models. This is the graph model. Notice how it keeps us fairly dry for Saturday morning and really fairly dry for Saturday afternoon as well. Remember, the European was showing scattered showers and thunderstorms in our forecast. So this is the latest model trend that we've been monitoring here this morning, is that maybe we're going to see less rain on Saturday, more rain into Sunday. So we'll keep our eyes out whether that trend continues in the days to come leading up to Saturday. But you can see how showers and storms even here on Saturday evening, few and far between. But here comes maybe that threat for some line or broken line of storms, but watch how it kind of puts on the brakes instead of making its way towards the south. Again, how far south, how quickly does it arrive? Those are the two main question marks with this potential line of storms. So it starts to maybe arrive here pre-dawn hours on Sunday, but then doesn't really move much as we get through the mid-morning hours on Sunday. Now the graph model, this is where it ends. This is where the model comes to an end. So then we've got to look to another futurecast model that we have, the Barron 3K. This goes a little bit farther out. So again, we're going to start out in a similar time frame. This is Saturday at lunchtime at noon. You can see a couple of sparsely isolated to scattered showers, maybe a rumble or two of thunder, but nowhere near the coverage that the European model was suggesting. So again, we may be able to back off on those rain chances for Saturday. Doesn't mean you'll be completely dry maybe for your outdoor plans, but at least less ominous looking than it was previously in terms of the forecast. Then you see the frontal boundary that's going to be tied to this line of storms that's trying to inch towards our area as we go Saturday night. But Saturday night, The Barron 3K keeps us relatively dry and doesn't really bring in some of this line of thunderstorms until we get into Sunday morning. So here we are paused at 7:30 on Sunday, and now you see that line of storms embedded within it. Could be one or two of those strong storms with that damaging wind threat. Now the Barron 3K allows some of this line to begin to deteriorate, but then starts to redevelop showers and thunderstorms kind of along this stalled boundary. So a big question mark is how strong could some of these regenerative thunderstorms get on Sunday? So a lot of unanswered questions, I know, but what I think is trending right now is less rain on Saturday, and the storm threat may shift farther or deeper into Sunday as opposed to being an issue for Saturday, even Saturday night, Saturday overnight. So it's going to be kind of into Sunday, it looks like, where we could see a majority of our shower and thunderstorm potential moving forward.
Southern Air of Baton Rouge says no, 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 no interest, no money down, no payments for 12 months on HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.